Tennessee, Mr. Cohen, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I want to thank you for your service to the country and for accepting the difficult position under the difficult circumstances that you have. When you chose Robert Mueller to be the special counsel, what were his characteristics, his history, and the reasons for you to have chosen him for this important position?
I think it would be very difficult, Congressman, for anybody to find somebody better qualified for this job. Director Mueller has, throughout his lifetime, been a dedicated and respected and heroic public servant. He, after college, volunteered to serve as a Marine in Vietnam, where he was wounded in combat. He attended law school and then devoted most of his career to serving as a federal prosecutor. With the exception of brief stints in private practice, he served as United States Attorney in 2 districts in Massachusetts and in Northern California. He served in many other positions in the department after he lost his position as the head of the criminal division when President Clinton was elected in 1992. Mr. Mueller briefly went into private practice, and then he went back at an entry-level position as a homicide prosecutor trying to help with the violent crime problem in the District of Columbia in the early 1990s. He then rose once again through the ranks and ultimately was confirmed, I believe unanimously, as FBI director, protected this nation after 9/11. And then, when his 10-year term expired, he was so well respected that his term was extended, I believe also almost unanimously, for another 2 years. So I believe that based upon his reputation, his service, his patriotism, and his experience with the department and with the FBI, I believe he was an ideal choice for this task.
Thank you, sir. I agree with you. FBI Director Wray agrees with you. He said that the similar thoughts. He said he was a smart lawyer, a dedicated public servant, well-respected within the FBI. I think everybody on the other side of the aisle agreed with you when you appointed him, and everybody in this Judiciary Committee and probably everybody in this Congress agreed with his appointment as FBI Director, which was unanimous, his reappointment, which was unanimous by Republican Bush and Democrat Obama. Everybody respects that man in this country. He may be the most respected man in this. Obviously, we knew that would be an exception. But the fact is, they didn't start to dislike him until he started to get issues that affected the president that currently serves this country. And because of that, they've said the FBI was in tatters, that the FBI, the chief law enforcement, top law enforcement folks in this country are questionable. Some of their allies on television said they're like the KGB. They've questioned you, they've questioned the Justice Department, they've questioned some of the most loyal, dedicated, fearless people in our country who serve the rule of law. And I find it repugnant and awful, and I wonder what you think about it when you hear about the FBI, which works under you, being suggested it's in tatters and that there's something wrong with the FBI and that they're somehow like the KGB.
Well, Congressman, as I know you're aware, I've expressed concern with certain aspects of certain things done by the FBI, but in general, throughout my experience working with FBI agents over the decades, I found them to be an exceptional group of public servants, very loyal, faithful, and dedicated. And I believe some of the finest people that I know are agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I thought about them, sir, when I watched the Army-Navy game. And I thought about them because I have the honor, as everybody up here has, of recommending some folks to be at West Point and at Annapolis. Those are the cream of the crop. And the people at the FBI are in law enforcement. They're the cream of the crop. And Justice Department attorneys are too. It's not easy to get a job in justice, no matter where you went to law school and what you did. You hired the best. You always have. I compliment you on that. I hope and know you will continue to hold the Department of Justice up as a pantheon of outstanding lawyers and jurists and take justice where it should go, as truth demands and justice dictates. I yield back the balance of my time.
The chair recognizes